see how this goes. So I'm going to try to refresh. I'm going to try to get into my own comments on TikTok real quick. Things like analytics, and video analysis. That's pretty cool. So what I'm trying to do is trying to find the live I have going on right now. So hello to everybody that's coming on. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to be working on some big coax today. I'm trying to hop in here and check out all the lives. I've got Facebook coming up. I got to get back into TikTok. Let's refresh that. It doesn't show me my own live video, so I'm gonna click my live creator hub. Maybe that'll work. Nope, that ain't working. Go to my profile. Live. I can get my own live now. Forget this thing. Sometimes it takes forever. Try another way. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is working on this 7/8 hard line right here. You'll see me cutting it in, working with it and stuff. You'll see me doing some more work. Let me hop into Facebook real quick. My big mug's in the way, blocking you guys on Facebook. What's up, Grease Monkey? Hope you're doing well. Copy. That's what you're going to be putting up. We're going to be doing some connectors on this. You guys will see what we're going to do here in just a minute. So now we're going to go hop in on RF supply, see the comments. I did see the comments already, but I'm going to try to rotate between these to say hello to everybody. Hello YouTube, hello TikTok. You guys on TikTok, feel free to comment and say hello. Alright, let's get to work. So this is the largest coax you can get. It's 1.5" right here. Within reason, there's bigger made. And this stuff right here is your 7/8 hardline right here. So you guys can see. Waving a hand from Germany, hope you're doing well. So I'll show you some connectors. Your typical connectors that guys are familiar with, it's going to be your normal UHF. So I can pull a UHF connector out. This is a UHF connector right here. This is a 7/16 DIN connector right here. And I've got another job coming up, so I might as well pull these out real quick. Give me just a second so I can show you guys another comparison real quick. This is what's called an LC connector. So you can see that center bullet goes in right there. It's got a center pin. I'll kind of poke it up in there real quick for you guys. You guys can kind of see how it lines up like that. I don't have a good way to keep it jammed up in there, but it kind of looks like that, but whatever. Now, the next piece is going to be your 7/8 EIA. And then your next piece above that is going to be your 1.5" EIA. So that's your kind of progression of connectors from smaller to larger. And then I guess I can show you another one. This is a very large coax, but a very small connector. So this is what's called, this is 1.25" right here. What this is right here. Alright, so this is 1.25" right here, and this is what's called an M connector. It's actually smaller than this UHF connector right here. So that's what it looks like right there. We're going to go ahead and get to work. We're going to be working on this connector right here today. So I'll put some of these others out of the way. Just giving you guys an idea so you can see what we're going to be working with. So put a regular back up. Put this back out of the way. This can go back over here for the next job. And then, now, today we are going to do gloves. I typically don't wear gloves, but I'm going to show you guys why it's necessary. I was doing something that would have been really beneficial for you guys to see, but I was working on some 1 5/8 EIA flanges earlier, and I messed around, and on that hard copper edge right there, right across my thumb, right there, I got it. I don't know what happens on TikTok. I don't know why it pauses the video sometimes. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get to work, and I'll show you guys how this goes together. I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit for you guys on TikTok. You guys can see what all's going on over there. I'll line it up in a better spot. Give me just a second. Say expand, and then we've got to turn that on, then collapse. Alright. I think this is a pretty good spot right over there. So, let's get to work and let you guys see what we're doing. If you guys got questions, feel free to ask. If you're curious, you want to know what the heck this big old freaking behemoth stuff is, ask me. It doesn't hurt my feelings to tell you. So, it's kind of a pain to manipulate this. I might end up... Let's see if I can scoot these back. Thank you. There we go. Something like that. That gives me my ability to work. I gotta get my toolbox, which is right here. And we're gonna start fresh on these. This connector did have some work on it before. But we're kind of going to ignore that one. So we're going to start right about here. Before I cut, you want to throw your gloves on, first thing. Put your gloves on. So that's the first thing I'll do. The reason I put my gloves on, because this is sharp enough. And yeah, sure, you could be safe, you could do a bunch of other stuff, you can be careful, but the moment you slip is the moment you slice your hand. And if you got some gloves, at least you're slicing the gloves and maybe minimal damage to your own hand. Alright, so check out Facebook, see what you guys got to say. Heck yeah, man, shoot, you got questions, feel free. Let me zoom in a little bit on Facebook. We don't need to see that much of my belly. Let you guys see it just a little bit better. Something like that. Probably be pretty good. Try not to have as much me in the way as what we're trying to get on the video. Problem is you can't touchscreen too well. So now let's check out YouTube, see what you guys got to say. I hope you're doing well over there in Germany. We're going back over here to TikTok, and let's get to work. So the goal is to straighten this out. So we want to have a nice straight edge, something like this. I guess it doesn't really matter. I can just leave it paused. Who cares? All right. We're in a good spot right there. That's fine. Now, there's a bunch of different tools you can use to modify these coaxes just the way they are, but I specifically don't use them because the last thing I want to do is tell whatever customer is trying to buy something from me that, no, dude, you can't just buy this wire, you can't just get this, and you have to buy this $300 connector to do 2 connectors on your wire. Or this $300 adapter just to be able to do 2 connectors on your wire. It just doesn't make sense. It's not really consistent with the the kind of the motto, the MO of this business. I'm definitely more of a DIY enthusiast, I guess I would say, for you guys. You guys on TikTok, let me know if the video is playing good. It looks like it's messing up on my end, but it could just be me. These phone calls are killing me. Yay, it didn't kill my live video. Alright, sorry guys. Getting phone calls on my live while I'm live. That's always fun. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys on TikTok so you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing on this connector over here. Gotta kill you guys. Zoom down here. Pull you over that way. I think something like this should be a pretty good angle for you guys to see what's going on. Something like that. I'll be working on the bench right here. If you guys would like to see closer, let me know and I'll try to zoom in. But it's really hard when you're working with wire this big not to be jerking all over Timbuktu. So I will be wiggling and moving. So it's just part of it. Alright. Sweet. Cool. Alright, so now, jeez, man, give me a break. I need to. Alright, sorry, we're trying to handle all this stuff while we're at it. So we need to inventory our parts. We've got a few different things that we're working. So we got our knife, we got our heat shrink. So we throw our heat shrink on our wire. And I'm going to do something a little bit different on the heat shrink. Typically I'd put a zip tie on the top to keep the heat shrink from falling off the cable. But on this cable, I'm going to keep the heat shrink on the bottom to keep it from falling down too low, so I don't have to dig it out of the ground just to work on it. So just a zip tie there, let it sit right there, and there it goes. So from here, we're going to take the body of our connector right here, and it's got to go on here. Then we've got our center conductor that's going to go on in that position too. So we need to inspect and see if we've made a mistake with how we cut it. So what I did was I just cut the jacket earlier, and that is my guide that I'm using. So I line it up right here, and I look and see how much relative amount of shield that I have exposed. And for within reason, we should be pretty decent. Maybe I can get a better cut. I'm going to try one more cut real quick because there's no risk at this point in time. I'm just cutting it to where it hits a good spot on the wire. So the wire's nice and straight right here. I'm not that concerned about that. That's fine. And what I'm doing is just hitting on a good spot. Too high, we don't want that. That's too much. We want to cut just a little bit lower. Now from there, I need this piece that fell down in here. Worst case scenario, if you screw up, if you make a mistake, if you have a problem, and I mean, things just don't work out well for you, right? You can't get it right, and everything's not good on the first cut. Instead of actually kind of running with that setup, just start over, especially if it's your first connector. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting this jacket back and seeing where I'm at. So what I want to do is I want to hit an ideal location on, yes. So I'm skipping a whole step. So what I normally would do is I would line it up, I'd cut the jacket, then I'd take a Dremel tool or something and I'd cut around the top. So what I'm doing is I'm doing one specific cut right here to be able to hit all of those parameters. So the way I will fix this mashed down center conductor, the way I've got it right here, is I've got a specific tool that I use. It ain't nothing special. It's just a rounded end pair of needle nuts. So I'll go in this connection right here, poke it in, and just kind of start working it. Work it out. Run all the way down. And now we have a straight center conductor. From that point, I'll do the same thing with the shield at some point, and we'll make that happen too. So I have to measure and figure out how much of this jacket that I'm going to have to cut back. So hopefully you guys on TikTok can see pretty good. Looks like Facebook can see pretty good. Hang on. I know, right? I got to put that reducer to get that PL259 on there. What happened to the shop? This is D-Win's RF supply, so this is not a any sort of shop or business in that respect.